name is Legina, and I was infected when I was 25 years old.
My name is John. I was infected when I was 24 years old.
My name is Natalie. I was affected when I was 18 years old.
My name is Warren, and I was 29 years old when I was affected with the AIDS virus.
My name is Samantha, and I was affected at first.
My cousin died of AIDS about 6 months ago. I have a friend with AIDS, and I see him living with it day by day.
To live with HIV, I think, would be very devastating. Just one sexual relationship can mess up your entire life.
The 3 years that I worked in Hollywood, I guest starred on 25 primetime shows and 5 feature films and about 100 music videos.
I wanted to be an astronaut.
I always wanted someone with me.
I wanted to have a friend. I wanted to have a male friend.
I would get married and have 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl, and that's what I planned to do.
You know, I wanted to be loved by someone.
I had like a million goals I wanted to accomplish. You know, I wanted to do so much.
I was just longing for relationship.
I was actually a beauty queen. This was a long time ago. And he was a race car driver.
Before I was married, I did, you know, drugs like cocaine and stuff like that, but even while I was married.
I don't know where I ever heard the word queer the first time, but began wondering if that's what I was.
I was kind of a good girl.
Met someone, found out he was gay, he invited me over. That kind of led me into the gay lifestyle.
He was flashy, he was cocky, he was sexy.
I'm not saying that was the reason why my wife and I split up. It was basically because of a conflict entrance, and you know, we just could not communicate.
Went into my first gay bar at 17, and from there began a very destructive lifestyle.
After about 6 years of knowing him and then dating him for a while, he asked me to marry him, and I wasn't ready, so I said no.
Samantha's mom was married before.
Once we did split up, I think, you know, it probably took me a couple of once you get over the hurt and the pain, and then once you realize it's not going to get back, you're not going to get back together.
I was told he was a drug user.
I was drinking and doing drugs and being very promiscuous, sleeping around, had a couple of venereal diseases.
I was coming in contact with a lot of nice-looking, very clean-cut, you know, educated, you know, healthy-looking women, which I thought was healthy at the time also.
And he asked a second time, and I still wasn't ready, so I said no. But on his third proposal, I felt like I was ready to take that step.
In about 1983, I met a gentleman, and in 1984, we had a backyard ceremony. Committed our lives to each other. I thought, okay, that's going to make me happy. That's what I really want.
I got out there in the world again, so I was still using drugs and going to parties and picking up ladies and that forth.
It was a very, very romantic proposal.
While we were together in that relationship of 8 years, we brought people home into the relationship. I
was just fulfilling my sexual needs or my needs of my flesh at that time when I was working. And just, you know, if I go to a club and I pick up someone, and then, you know, if that person is willing and I'm willing, you know, for that particular one night, then it's fine, but there was no obligation there.
I wanted to please him, and so I saw that giving myself to him physically was like a gift. It was to consummate our engagement.
I wanted affection, thinking that if I was sexual with this person, maybe I would have some type of affection.
Right after the proposal and right after we made love, he immediately scared me with his response. He became very angry, verbally abusive, and he withdrew from me emotionally.
I told him we needed to not ever do that again, and it happened, and, you know, lots of people wish they could go back and change an instant in their life, but it shouldn't have happened, and it did, and so we know exactly where the situation occurred.
He was supposed to come visit me out in California, where I was living at the time, and spend Thanksgiving with me. And we talked the day before Thanksgiving. And he never showed up, and he never called.
I don't know who infected me, and I can't say that I can look at one individual that I had sex with that looked like they had the virus. and say that, okay, that person is the one.
I got a phone call from a sports agent who knew that Tim and I were involved, and he called me and said, "What is going on? I heard Tim is in the hospital dying from AIDS."
Oof. I found out very oddly. We applied for life insurance, thinking nothing. I was at work, and I had a phone call from my partner saying our insurance policies came back saying non-insurable. And I, for some reason, I just knew. And I said to him, I said, we must be HIV positive.
I received a letter from the medical facility which I took the exam at. And the letter read, "You have a potentially serious condition of a personal nature." Now, with the lifestyle I was leading after my marriage, I'm not stupid or naive or dumb. I knew I was taking a big risk.
I went to my gynecologist and I said, "Please test me for AIDS." And he said, "Oh, women don't get AIDS, and you're the last person to get AIDS. That's a waste of your time and money." And I said, "Well, please, just for my peace of mind, can I have a test?" And my test came back negative.
Man, I sure enough screwed up this time.
He was sick for probably 2 years.
And then she met JR, our son, and they had no idea that she'd been infected by our first husband. And when Sam was born, they found out that, that they were infected, both of them. It was a shock to the family.